What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. It's been a long time due. Hell, it's been a year, technically. Happy New Year to you all. Today's video is the one you've maybe been waiting for, the one you couldn't be bothered about, but you've clicked on anyway. It's the full review of the Vivo X Fold Plus. I'm going to tell you all about the specs, my experience, the good points, the bad points, the price, everything in between those points as well. I'm going to try and make this as comprehensive as possible. However, if you need more information, I have a full playlist of videos on the Vivo X Fold Plus that will answer any of your questions, I'm sure. All else fails, pop a comment down below. Without further ado, let's go. So the first and most important thing I want to talk about is the design. It's a folding phone, folks. Yep, that folding book style, not clamshell. Clamshell? Clamshell style. It's the book variation of a foldable. And I love it. It is 8 inches when you open it up fully with an 120Hz quad HD display. When you have it closed, the outside screen is 6.5 inches, 120Hz, full HD plus display. That's what you're getting from it. It's USB-C, it's got a quad camera setup, it's got a camera on the outside, it's got a camera on the inside that isn't covered by the display like Samsung do. It's got an alert slider, a volume up and down button. And there we go. That's the hardware on the Vivo X Fold at a glance. Okay, so design-wise, this also has Gorilla Glass Victus on the front screen. It has a vegan leather back feel. Now, all variants of the Vivo X Fold Plus come with vegan leather. You can get them in blue, grey, black, and this red. There is a glass housing that keeps the camera lenses safe. Not sapphire glass, but it's certainly secure enough. As you can see, no scratches or marks on my camera module. As far as software, this is a Chinese imported phone. So it's running on Origin OS, not FunTouch OS that Vivo would get in a European market. It's got Android 12 with the Android 13 update still nowhere to be seen, but hopeful that'll come in the first quarter of this year. It has a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chip, which is slightly better than the previous Vivo X Fold 8 Gen 1 chip. And that's it as far as software. It's a typical Android phone, really, with little nuances because you've imported it from China. So let's talk about those good points. Let's talk about the experience I've had with the folding phone. Straight off the bat, for me, someone with shocking vision, like medically prescribed bad vision, having the option to unfold my display to 8 inches at any point of the day is second to none for me. It's been a game changer and it makes my life a hell of a lot easier. While other foldables are hard to work with the outer display, the Vivo X Fold Plus is almost as wide as an iPhone 14 Pro Max. So using the outer display, if needed, is absolutely fine for 100% of users. This is not a narrow 21:9 aspect ratio. It's not an Xperia on the outside. It's not the Z Fold 3 or 4 with its really narrow outer display. It's a proper, fully functioning outside covered display that you can use. As mentioned though, the benefit is you can open it up and use the over 8 inch, 8.03 inch, 120Hz display. Now you can use this for multitasking, which is great. However, one of the bad points, and again, I will be fully honest and transparent. Multitasking is not as good as it is on global ROM phones like the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4, which you can have split into 3 or 4 ways with floating windows. You're not going to get that on the Vivo X Fold Plus. What you can get is split screen, however, not split horizontally, only split vertically. So YouTube and any video apps, you're going to have massive black bars with just the screen in the middle. And if you rotate the screen, same thing. What I do use split screen mode for me personally, is having Microsoft Outlook on one side and Microsoft Teams on the other, or a Word document, or WhatsApp, or internet. There's lots of things it does work for, but just bearing in mind they are only in that vertical orientation. They will not split horizontally. Now, when you are consuming content, I've mentioned how great the screen is, and it is one of the best screens on the market on the outside and the inside. But the speakers kind of go unnoticed. A lot of people wear headphones, but if you find yourself in a pinch and you don't have headphones and you're on lunch, or you're on you're somewhere where you want to listen to content that won't annoy everybody, you can use the built-in speakers, and they are stereo speakers, and they sound like this. One thing I want to talk about, Bluetooth works just as normal. I don't think I've talked about this in any other videos, to be honest, so I just want to cover it here. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth works just as normal. I use my AirPods Pro and AirPods Max with the Vivo X Fold. So obviously, for any of those that have questions about Apple devices connecting to it, it absolutely does. So, and again, the audio quality is Bluetooth 5.2. So connect really, really well and quick. Now, a big selling point about the Vivo X Fold Plus, and in my month of using the phone, over a month actually, with Christmas and New Year, sorry I've been lacking on the videos, cameras are outstanding. I've done a full comparison review. It's outstanding, particularly night mode. The Vivo's night mode obliterates the iPhone night mode, in my opinion. That's the iPhone 14 Pro Max as well, not just the normal iPhone model. I find video, portraits, zoom, all A+ rating. For me, in my use case scenarios, the colour tones are great. It's got the Zeiss T-Star coating over all lenses, which means that there's reduced flare and glare, unlike on the iPhones and Samsungs of the world that get quite bad lens flares. So in all experiences I've had with taking photos and videos, I've been happy with the output of the Vivo X Fold Plus. And we have to bear in mind as well, that's me comparing it to the S22 Ultras and the 14 Pro Maxes of the world. There is no comparison when it comes to the Z Fold 4s and the Honors and the Find Ns of the world. The Vivo X Fold Plus is the best foldable camera phone, bar none. I will argue, I will throw hands, not really, but with anyone that tries to debate that point. So yeah, stay in your lane, don't talk trash. Flossie Carter does a good job with the Vivo X Fold, but the rest of them, they just poo-poo foldable phones that aren't available or given to them for free. A big gripe I've got just now is with Super Saf. He done his Phones of the Year video, and it's Samsung, because he gets sent them for free and because it's the only one. He doesn't actually do any legwork and goes and buys phone from other areas. So he's never done a Vivo X Fold review because it's never been sent to him for free, and woe betide he uses his own money to purchase it, which is ironic because you've got a YouTuber with 2,000 subscribers that goes out and actually buys the devices for you, the viewer, to tell you how they actually work. And then you've got Super Saf, who's got millions of subscribers and can't put his hand in his pocket. So yeah, Super Saf, I think you're a bit of a disgrace, to be honest, mate. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant. I'm sorry I want to start the new year off without being too combative, but I had to get that off my chest. Sticking with the Vivo X Fold Plus, Google Play Store works just as normal. For all those that are wondering, as soon as you install the Google Play Store, which again, it's in the setup video of showing you how to do that, all apps work as they would, from banking to productivity to entertainment. All apps work just as normal. I've had no issues launching apps, and this is to do with Android specifically. And the best Android phones, sometimes you'll get an issue and you have to restart an app. I have had no glitches with this phone whatsoever, which again, so even iPhones get glitches where you have to restart an app. I've had nothing so far. Now, somebody keeps commenting in, not the one person, but I still keep getting comments about Android Auto. Android Auto does not work with the cable or without. You can connect your phone via Bluetooth to your car once you pair it, but Android Auto, as it's known, does not work. I'm sorry, I can't find a workaround, but again, doesn't impact me all that much. Now, we've talked about the camera, I've talked about my daily usage, functionality, the apps. I do want to touch on battery life. Again, I'm not just saying this, but the battery life on this, it's a full day phone, and I use the inner display more than I use the outer display. So it's not like I'm only using the outer display, which uses less energy. I'm using the inner display most of the time. I am getting around about 6.5 to 7 hours of screening on time on a heavy day's use. That's gaming, productivity, taking photos and videos. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. And the fact it can charge 80 watts within 40 minutes from dead to full. It can wirelessly charge at 50 watts, although I only have a 20 watt wireless charger. Yeah, battery concerns are zero for me. It lasts just as long as any Android and only slightly worse than my iPhone 14 Pro Max. One downside with the Vivo X Fold Plus, and I guess this would be the same for any Chinese imported phone that hasn't come to the UK and US, is accessories such as cases. Now, foldable phones are already restricted when it comes to cases that actually work. I do like that Huawei and I believe Xiaomi include a case in the box with their foldable devices. Vivo normally do, as in like with all their other devices, the X90 Pro, the X Note, but for some reason Vivo haven't included an X Fold case with this in the box, which is disappointing because trying to find a third-party one or get one imported is quite difficult. Not because you can't find them, there's a few you can find, but then when you do get them in your hand, you've waited a couple of weeks, you've spent $50, and it's really not the best quality. So again, still to this day, I have yet to put any case on this device. I had the Vivo X Fold, the original X Fold 6 months ago, and I tried some cases with that, but I found myself they were getting in the way, and they added bulk and took away from the quality feeling of the device. So yeah, I'm taking the risk. However, there's one thing I want to talk about, and this is not sponsored or anything like that, but I want to shout out one company in particular because I've had recent experience with them, and that's Sky. So I am a Sky customer. I've got Sky TV and internet and mobile. But I got an email through, and you know, you get your usual Sky or any insurance company, protect your device for X amount, blah, 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 and you'll never use it. When you have the Vivo X Fold Plus, there is no warranty. There is no protection you can get from the manufacturer because you've imported the phone. It's important to know that. From day one of you opening that box, you are not covered warranty-wise. It's an absolute faff if you need to get anything repaired. So you need to find a way around it. What I typically do is add the device to my house insurance, which boosts the premium slightly, and there's a big excess. What Sky are doing now is they'll protect your device plus 2 others for £9 a month. So I've got my iPhone 14 Pro Max, my Vivo X Fold Plus, and my Samsung Tab S8 Ultra. What's that? £3,500 worth of devices or £4,000 worth of devices covered for £9 a month. It just needs an IMEI number for the phones, and as soon as you pop in the IMEI number for the Vivo X Fold Plus, it shows up. You see it there, even in my nice red colour, which I find amazing as far as peace of mind goes. So if you're buying the Vivo X Fold Plus, you don't have to go with Sky, but do some research and find a company that will cover your phone for theft, accidental damage. You need to do that, because spending $1,500 or £1,500, sorry, on a device that is imported is a big risk without the proper protection. So thank you, Sky, and hopefully that's helped any of you out if you're worrying about not rocking a case or importing a phone. So, to summarise, the Vivo X Fold Plus is one of my, if not my favourite ever device. I still rock it daily. I go back and forth between the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the Vivo X Fold Plus. However, each have a SIM card. So again, I use both phones pretty much daily. I love the design. I have tried the Samsungs, the Honor. I've not tried the Oppo yet, but I've tried quite a few foldable variations and variants of phones, and the Vivo to me is a complete package. Not that there's not areas where it couldn't be improved. This is a 300 plus gram phone, so it is quite heavy. Would I like it to trim off 30 or 40 grams somewhere? Absolutely. Would I like a 10 times zoom? Yeah, but not necessary. The 5 times zoom is perfect. Would I like different colours? Maybe, because when I see the Xiaomi Mix Fold in that new white colour and even the gold, I do think as gaudy as that might look for me personally, it'd be nice to feel it in the hand in that all metal design, if a case was included from Vivo, of course, because the vegan leather does make it far less slippy. Anyway, that's just a couple of little things for me. As always, if you have any questions, if I'm not answered anything, please let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this review. What will make this review more comprehensive is to look at all the other videos in my Vivo X Fold playlist. There are, I think there's about 20 if you include the Vivo X Fold original I had. So your questions will be answered. You'll get lots of images, footage, camera comparisons, sound tests, everything in there that you could possibly need before you go to buy the device is there. And if you're still not sure about something, again, drop a question below. This brings my Vivo X Fold Plus series to an end of sorts. I have no doubt that I will do more videos on the X Fold Plus, comparing it to other foldables that come out or some random things. But as far as the capping off, I said I'd do a 5-part series. I think I've actually done 6 videos on the X Fold Plus, so a little bonus one for you. I love the device. The device isn't going anywhere. I'm not selling it anytime soon. The Vivo X Fold 2 should be out in China in the next few months. Will I be buying it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, well, let's be honest. A, I'm an addict, and B, I sold the X Fold to buy the X Fold Plus, which is the tiniest incremental upgrade that I've ever done for a smartphone, but I had to do it, basically just for that red colour. So yes, I will be back again with more videos. I actually have this, the Motorola Razr 2022. This clamshell style phone. Quite surprisingly good, to be honest. So I'll be dropping a first impressions video on that very, very soon, and then a review. So if you've got any questions on this device, yeah, stay tuned for the videos. Until next time, have an amazing year, but I'll see you again soon.